Welcome back. This is M-Dog from M-Dog Gaming, continuing the adventures of Sneago. We have begun our time in the Shire through the intro quest and now ready to get started. And as we begin here, we see some folks have some quests. This bounder back here, you can see from the marking above him, the glowing ring, he has a quest to give us. Mundo Baggins over here, the ring looks a little different. It's on fire, it's burning, it's a brighter orange. That is a quest turn-in. In this case, the end of the intro is to talk with him. Now, as is the case every day, we have a present Hobbit gift. We're opening a silver gift because we are currently on the free-to-play account, although I believe it's considered a, is it premium that they call it? Because I have been a subscriber in the past, and so it's a little different. So we got the pile of copper scraps. As far as I know, that may be the worst one you can get, so it's probably the most common. We have new mail. In order to access the content in Angmar, you'll need to buy it at the LOTRO store. Completed deed the wary. And that's for getting level 5 without dying. Unusual arrival. That has to do a horse. Okay, I think that is a daily quest that possibly led up to most recent full expansion. And we also have new mail. So let's get out of those alerts. Wanted to go ahead and do something that we talked about doing in the last video and never got around to it. Oh, poor fella, he's wearing a hat now. It's hard to sneak with the metal cap on. Here is what we were looking at doing. We have all of these gift boxes, and let's just start looking at these. I know the armor of Westfold and all that is stuff that we can wait till later, but I want to go ahead and check out some of these gift boxes. Alright, so that one gave us some fireworks, and there's no time like the present. Okay, let's see, 2-year gift box. That's going to give us a plus 5% attack damage, and that lasts for an hour and a half. It also gave us battle potions of restoration, which removes disease. Some other things, it also gave us 3 tombs of continuing swiftness plus 5% out of combat run speed, which makes sense to use those before we get our mount. We have 3 sturdy steel keys. I do not remember what those are used for. We have some cosmetic gear that I will need to confirm that I already have that in my cosmetic slot. If I do, we can go ahead and delete that. Alright, looks like we just earned a trait, which we need to see a bard to equip that trait. We also got a map to Hengstacer Farm. I believe that is where you get your riding training if you're not going to buy it out of the store. A token. I think we can equip that. Bind on equip. Yeah, we're going to equip that. Now let's see where that token went in our pocket slot, and that gives us plus 25 experience gain on monster kills and crafting, and you'll see that it goes all the way to level 74, so that's probably worth having. I suppose the downside is the pocket slot, as you get a little further in the game, you do occasionally get things that give you stats to go in your pocket. So if let's say we were running a dungeon or something, and we may want to swap that out if we needed the stats boost. Alright, here are some cloaks. Again, this is for level 75. These actually have stats on them, so we'll need to put those in our bank eventually. We're a long way from 75. Now we have all of the matching let's see, how do we say this? Eastemnet. Boots of the Eastemnet. And so this is some matching gear. Even comes with some shoulders. And that requires, it's just cosmetic gear. And last we have a mount appearance. So a lot of this, some of this are things that I have not seen because of how long it's been since I played the game. Other pieces of this I do remember. We got some more fireworks we really need to shoot off. Oh, there's a, okay, I thought we were actually using the fireworks up, but it looks like in LOTRO you get to keep them. It just has a short cooldown. And we'll go ahead and take out the armor of Westfold because we've already taken out some of this other similar items, and all of this again is stuff we'll need to put in the bank. The cosmetic stuff, like these, are things we just need to make sure are in our cosmetic inventory, and if they are, we can go ahead and delete them. Okay, very good. Let's go ahead and see if we can remember where the cosmetic gear is stored. It's gonna be, don't know if it'll have its own button now. You would think it would be down here, wouldn't you? That would be my initial thought, but I'm not seeing it. It's not going to be in the quest log, the social panel. I don't think it would be in the crafting panel. Let's see. I am now Sneago the Wary. And, okay, so I don't have that slot opened. Outfit 2. Okay, I'm just not remembering where that is. Let's go ahead and talk to Mundo here and finish up.
The gall of some folk.
So we are all very relieved to be back in the Shire. Alright, the milestone skill. Got some reputation. Here is the milestone skill. This returns you home wherever home currently is. Right now it's the Delving Field. We got new mail again. And now Mundo would like to give us a quest. Take this to Mayor Will Whitfoot. So it's a letter that has been written describing what has been going on in the outside world, and he would like us to take it to the mayor. There's also a quest right here. It looks like 2 of them. Join the Bounders.
Please, stay a moment.
We would love to join the local law enforcement here in the Shire. Shire can be a little bit of a boring place, so we're going to get our hands a little dirty by becoming a Bounder. And he also wants to talk us to the mayor in Breetown. And we will eventually get to Breetown as well. But our focus for this video is going to be the Shire, and we will probably spend several videos on the Shire, and it may be that that is where we conclude our adventures with Sneago. We'll have to get a temperature reading on how I'm doing with Sneago, and also what you all are thinking about our adventures. Now, as I try to give a little bit of a broad perspective on Lord of the Rings Online, when last I played, these mannequins had first been introduced into the game, I believe, and I remember there being some kickback on not liking the way they have these mannequins now, and they're just sort of sitting here. My first thought was, oh, are those players? No, they're not players. And I've never really seen these before, and I'm going to try clicking on one. I'm assuming it's going to take us to the store. So we have 0 of whatever it is that costs to purchase that outfit. It is a pretty cool looking outfit. Let's see how much this one costs. Same thing. 50. I just don't know. 50 what? Mithril coins. So we don't have any mithril coins. I guess we could purchase mithril coins by using our points. And again, this is new to me. So now what we're saying is we have not only coins, but we also have, I'm binding to this milestone, which basically means now when I use this return home ability, it will take me to this point.
Could I take a moment of your time?
Talk to Emerald Borings. This is a crafting quest to sort of get us headed towards crafting. There's Nufo, a little guardian. Let's get our wave on. And
Might I speak with you a moment?
bundle for Michael Delving. Collect the satchel. Avoid nosy hobbits. All right, we'll go ahead and do that quest as well. So I'm not super impressed by these mannequins. I think they could have maybe put them in locations that made more sense, maybe outside of storefronts in Bree and other locations such as that. Out here in the Shire, I'm not crazy about it. Another thing I'm not crazy about is finding out that we now have at least a couple of currencies, one that I'm not familiar with, and it could be that that's been there, but I just don't remember it. So we're going to pick up this satchel. We've got a delivery to make. I believe this is a timed quest, at least it used to be. Was that a, okay, hungry hobbit, not a nosy hobbit, that's good. Sometimes you have to move this around to get out of your way. This is the bundle for Michael Delving. So, to get that to him, where do we need to go? We're right here. It looks like we're right here, and it looks like the bundle, at least I'm not seeing it. Let's uncheck these other ones, because I bet it's just on top of or underneath one. It may just be underneath that horse symbol or something else. We'll get going and see. He wants to join a fellowship, and I apologize, Nufo, but we have a package to deliver. All right, make sure we've done everything we need to do. It would appear as though this is the direction we need to go, and I do remember that it's not a good idea to get these packages wet. So we're just going to go down to Michael Delving. It does say that this bundle is for Michael Delving, so that's probably a good move. And hopefully we won't run into any nosy hobbits. You know, the graphics in this game at this point obviously are not the best amongst the MMOs that are available to play. But for me, they are at least past the threshold of being bearable. And I don't know that I can really quantify what that means, but you know, to me this game looks good enough that it's not a distraction. But when you play a more recently released massively multiplayer game, I'm not sure this one graphically at least still holds up entirely. Although I think you could say the same about many different massively multiplayer games. I'm wondering if we are to take this over here to this mailbox, or maybe to, yep, there we go. It delivered it. Okay. Now let's see what else we need to do in here. Here's the mayor. I do remember we need to speak to him and deliver that letter. Poor fella doesn't remember why he wants to be mayor. It's been stressful for Mr. Whitfoot. Okay, we can gain a hobby. Hobbies are something I've never done much with. I know you can fish, and there may be other hobbies as well. I don't remember what they are. Talk to one of the Sackville Baggins. You'll notice over here something has popped up, and right now apparently they are having the summer festival, and so we're going to go and accept that quest, and if we make it up by the party tree, we'll turn that in and see what's going on.
Please don't can't leave yet.
Talk to Griffy Bofin. He wants to refurbish the town hall. So he's sending me all the way up to Needlebrook. It looks as though we need to talk to the sheriff
Something I
here
can do for you.
to become the bounder that we've always wanted to be. Now this does have might on it. It's not medium armor, but because it has stats, even though might is not the primary stat for us, we'll go ahead and take that. Let's see if there's anyone else we need to do.
Good day.
Okay.
Might I have a word with
And this is a good example of how things start to roll here in the Shire. The quests that we're getting, as you will start to notice, are a lot of them more peaceful, playful quests. This one is really basically a game of hide and seek. Find Polo and find Daisy. And that's what Rolo wants us to do. And I think that Proudfoot over here is going to have us
with you a moment?
deliver this to Waymeet. And I think we're going to just decline that for now and go see what other trouble we can stir up. So let's see what we need to work on here. Well, right here we have a pretty cool statue here in the middle of this square, and look, it is Polo. Isn't that one of the ones we need to find? Yes, we found him. Now what we have closest to us is the other hide and seek fella, and also the crafting quest turn in, and that's where we will be able to choose crafts, what we want to do for crafting. We got a deed celebrating sunshine. Lots of touches in Lord of the Rings Online that are, to me, really good in terms of adding that flavor and connecting you to the world. Look, there's Daisy. That's not the best hiding spot there, Daisy. Come on now. Did that find it? I clicked too quick. Talk to Rolo Newbuck. Let's back up where we came from, it looks like. Let's see what
Might I trouble you for some help?
Yeah, we'll help Dora. Looks like we've got one more. Ruby wants us to do something
I
as
want
well.
a word
Whoa.
with you.
There comes somebody running down the hill. Close shrew burrows. Yep. So some of these quests, I think I remember, do at least give you the opportunity to do a little bit of combat, which we have not done in a while, and that's something that, and there's a nosy hobbit. That's somebody that if we had mail with us, we would not be able to get within a certain amount of distance of them because they cannot help. Their grubby little hands would get into that mail and we would fail the quest. So we're going to go back up here and talk to Rolo because we did do the required task, and it looks like he wants us to do a little more sneaking. Find Odo pipes. And I believe Odo is doing a little better job of hiding, if I remember correctly. So let's go. Where's that crafting? I think we have now cycled out of having crafting as one of our quests that's being tracked. So if we click over here, we can go, and I guess you only can have up to 5 quests tracked at the same time. Let's take off some of these. And let's worry about just a few of them. And here we go. Here's the vendor hall. This is where we just were. the Matham House or Matham Society, something like that, I believe is what is up there on the ridge. And I believe up here is where crafting is. It's all coming back to me. There's the training hall. So let's go up here and turn this crafting quest in, and we can look at the facilities. I don't think we will choose a crafting profession just yet, unless we get inspired on what crafting profession a burglar little hobbit fellow would need.
Okay.
Here we go. This is where we choose a profession. As a hobbit, it's always tempting to go with farming, and that often is what I have done in the past, I believe. And here, okay, here's the wardrobe. So let's see, it looks like we have, the wardrobe is full. And this is what I was looking for earlier, and I suppose I was not able to find it because you have to be at a vault keeper to open it. So let's go ahead and open this all the way down, and this is where we will want to compare. Do we have these saved already? It does look like we have the Westfold ones. Let's see if we have the Eastaments. Yeah, I believe we do. I believe we have all of them. So we can delete those. I do not think we have these, although these are not wardrobe items. These are things that I believe go on your horses to customize them, which we are a long way from that. Okay, so shared storage.
What do you need?
Oh goodness, I forgot I had shared storage. And this is neat. I wish that more MMOs at this point honestly would just launch with this feature. You can organize your shared storage by chest. I think what I had going was crafting items, and basically was sending them to different tunes that had different crafting going. And some of these fellas, these are trophies and such that different classes need for their, what do they call them? Is it epic storyline? It doesn't say. There's some quests that you get. I want to say it's in your 40s, and you have to have, maybe even 30s, but you have to have a certain amount of those. Some of them is easy to get, some of them are a little harder to get. But I think now you can buy them with different currency as well, which makes it a little easier. So this is the crafting section. All right. Again, I think we're going to hold off on choosing a. All right, I think we are good to go. We have those marked. We definitely can take the festival one off for now. All right, now we've got some quests to look at. The burrows are going to be over there. Let's head in that direction for now. And I'm not remembering exactly where the farms of the Shire. So we just started a new deed, and this happens a lot in this game. And you'll see that if you complete this deed, the farms of the Shire, which means finding these 6 farms, you get tolerance, which is a virtue, and virtues are one of the things that you can equip when you go visit a bard. Tolerance in particular gives you tactical mitigation, agility, and in-combat morale regen, which sounds like it might be a good thing for a burglar to have. So that is one of the interesting things about Lord of the Rings Online, is there are lots of things to keep you busy, one of which is what is called deed grinding. It is interesting in some ways for sure, and I do appreciate it in some ways. However, if you like to play alts, if you're not just focused on one character, deed grinding can become a chore very quickly. Even with just one character it can. When you think about multiple characters and what is involved in getting some of the more difficult deeds, it can be very discouraging. So here are some branches. This is something, if we had a certain profession, it would let us, and the craft tool, it would let us go ahead and gather the wood from those branches. And down below us here, these are, and here's a copper deposit. That's another crafting site. If we had prospecting, we could gather the ore. So we're going to close this. You'll notice these shrews are not happy with me. In fact, here they come. I wasn't sure if they were going to attack or just growl at me. Looks like they did decide to attack, and we did proc our special ability there. We need to close some more. We're going to go ahead and be proactive here. Oh, he saw us. Forget sneaking up on that shrew. He is too shrewd, I guess. Alright. Swift and subtle is a new deed, and we want to look at this. Strike using subtle stab, which that is going to be the third ability on our action bar here. And this is something that you can only do so many times a day, but once you have used that ability so many times, you get a new ability. And again, ooh, there's some tin. One of the many types of deeds and one of the many things that will keep you busy. I do appreciate some of them because they sort of direct you in making sure you're using your different abilities, and some of the deeds really do make sense in terms of training you to learn your class, learn your character. Some of the deeds are just sort of mean, how long it takes. Alright, so we have closed up the burrows. We can go back and whoa, thought that biting shrew was coming to take our head off, but it ran right past us. So let's go check it out and see what we get for turning this quest in. We have reached level 7. Ooh, we got to take care of this wolf, because it will take care of us if we don't. We have reached level 7, and honestly, we haven't done that much yet, have we? So just kind of running around here early in the Shire, and now we've got a new deed, Wolf Slayer. Wolf Slayer is going to give us turbine points and a title, but after we finish Wolf Slayer there will be a second. Okay, so it looks like accelerating this is now an option, but it looks like you have to use that currency I wasn't familiar with. But once we finish Wolf Slayer on the first go round, which is 30 wolves killed, it'll open up advanced or something else, and then sometimes I think there are 3 levels of some of the deeds at least, and to get to the actual traits that you're trying to get to, sometimes you have to go all the way through the final one. Alrighty. Who was it that wanted us to deal with those? Here she is. Alright, we get to choose one. We don't really want that necessarily, and we definitely don't want a shield, so something to sell. Alright, we closed up the burrow, and we can go talk to the lady in Waymeet. Let's see if I can remember the hiding spot of Odo. I do believe it is up on a building, but I don't remember exactly where it is. There's a mailbox. That's what we need to do, is we need to check our mail as well. Alright. The folks from Archit are sending us some. Okay, now that's the a gift. But this one is actually the thing that starts that daily quest with the horse. I'm not going to even get that out of my mailbox. Alright, this is showing all the new things that we looted. But here's the gift pack, minimum level 5. And this is basically, this minimum level 6. We'll go and open that one too. This one, minimum level 7. We can open that one as well. And then this one is minimum level 8. So we'll get one. So what they are doing here is they're giving you all of these items. This one starts a quest. And this one gives you free travel. So they give you all of these items that you can use and get used to, and then there's sort of a try before you buy system, because if you like those items, you can then go to the LOTRO store and purchase them. So it's neat. I mean, it helps you in the beginning. It gives you some items and some abilities that kind of help you get through some of the early walking and all that with fast travel and all that. But it also kind of whets your appetite for what can be purchased from the LOTRO store using real money. If you're on a free-to-play account, it does eventually slow down a bit to where you start to feel like maybe you need some of those things in the store to level or progress at a reasonable pace. And then eventually you get to content that is actually locked unless you purchase that area. So, if I was going to play Lord of the Rings Online as my main game and play it a lot, then I would certainly consider subscribing, just because for me, I don't like having things gate locked behind, purchase this or do that, or you don't get quite as much experience, or you can't do this. So we're going to manage our traits here and see if we have, okay, so we don't have any virtues. I thought we had unlocked one, but it looks like we have not. But that is the bard. That is who you need to visit. Alright, I think this is a good place to wrap it up. And we have reached level 7, and honestly we're not far from level 8. And as to try not to make these videos too long, we're going to go ahead and break here. And once we start again, we will try to focus ourselves on progressing more through some of these Shire quests and seeing what Lord of the Rings Online has to offer. But for now, M-Dog out.